Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Noushie, and today we're going to be talking about the time that I dated a psycho. If you like this video, don't forget to thumbs it up, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, share it with your friends, and yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So, let's just clear the air right now. I've only ever had one boyfriend my entire life. Yeah. Just one boyfriend. Of course I've dated other people, but for the most part, like, it was just dating. Nobody has ever asked me to be their girlfriend except for one person. That was the first guy that I've ever dated, and we were together for 5 years until I was 22 years old. So I was very inexperienced. Now I'd say that I'm pretty experienced, but at the time of this story, I was fresh out of my 5-year relationship, so I really didn't know much about dating. I never had to. I didn't date in high school, so I was really naive and ignorant to a lot of things. So this is gonna be a story about my ignorance. So I'm gonna start off from the beginning where we met. I met this man. I was at the club with my friends, and he was just the tallest guy in the room, the flyest guy in the room in my eyes, and he caught my attention right away. He was in a nice button-up shirt with slacks and nice shoes, while his friends were all around him turning up. They were in VIP. He was just chilling with one drink in his hand. He was like scoping the room, you know what I mean? He was like the male version of me. That's what I do when I'm in the club. I don't dance because I'm a thicker girl. Guys get a little aggressive, so I typically don't dance in the club. I just chill, you know what I mean? So that's what he was doing, and it really attracted me. So as he was leaving, he was kind of like pushing through the crowd. I stopped him and I was like, I can't leave without, you know, saying something to this man. And as soon as I stopped him and told him my name, he asked for my number. So it was very easy. And from there, that night, we talked the whole night till the next day. And then 2 days later, we hung out. And from there, we hung out, I'm not exaggerating, like, you can ask my mother, every single day. And when I say every single day, I mean every single day, Monday through Sunday, every day. Like, it was a lot. So we're gonna call him Harold for the sake of this video. So Harold was really sweet. He would spoil me rotten. He took me out every single day. We never hung out inside because he lived an hour away from me, so he always drove down to me, which was another thing. Like, hello, he drove an hour to see me every single day. Like, he insisted on seeing me every single day, and he would pick me up from work and take me out to eat for lunch. And I only had a 30-minute break, but he would come all the way from downtown Boston and come into the, you know, suburbs and take me out to lunch. He told me that he was 28 years old, he didn't have any children, he worked for New York Life, he was a lawyer, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And he told me he was from Texas. That sounded great to me. He told me he was looking for something serious, and I was like, great, I'm wifey type, so let's do this. And we hit it off. Like, we got along so well. But the whole time that I was dating him, I kept telling my mom, me and my mom are really close, so I talk to her about everybody that I date. And I would tell her that, like, something's up with him. Like, I could see something in his eyes, and it scares me. Like, I would tell her, like, it scares me, it legit scares me. And she'd be like, oh, Noushie, he's so sweet to you, he treats you so nice, like, just relax, like, that's your nerves, and, you know, you're just probably nervous because, you know, he's so serious about you. And I'm like, oh, okay. But something just wasn't right. My mom never met him, but she saw how he treated me, and she liked that, you know. She saw that he was coming to get me every single day to make sure that he took me out. We would go out to eat, we would go to the movies, we would do activities. So he spent a lot of money on me. And the whole time we were going out, I would be thinking, like, wow, this guy is like making like every single waking moment about me, and he's not tired. Like, he would leave at like 10, 11 o'clock, and he had to drive an hour home, and I'm like, wow, like, and then he has to be up in the morning for work. It's crazy how he would just spend all this time with me. So fast forward, my friends met him and were like, you know, something seems weird, like he doesn't seem like he's 28 years old, like he seems really mature. And I was like, well, yeah, he is very mature, but you know, he has a really good sense of humor. He has dimples which make him seem like, you know, childlike and cute, and he was just always so sweet. So I'm like, you know, he's mature, you know what I mean? Then my sisters met him because, you know, he really wanted to meet my family, but I wouldn't let him meet everyone. But my sisters are like my best friends, so I let them meet him. And again, they were like, you know, Noushie, he seems a little more mature, and he doesn't look like he's 28 either. And I'm like, all right. So one day I was in his car, and I think he went to the bank, and he got out of the car, and I started looking through his stuff, and I found a medicine bottle, and I saw his name on it. And I remember thinking like, wow, his middle initial is different than what he told me that it was. But that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for his birthday, and I found it. And it said like 1970 something. And when it said 1970 something, like I didn't get the exact number because he came back to the car right when I found the medicine bottle. So I just looked really quick, put it back, and I was so flustered I couldn't remember the number. And as the day went on, I just kind of forgot about it. But anyways, fast forward, there was a day that he asked me to come out to him. He was like, I want you to see where I live. You never come out. I always come to you. Like, will you come to my house? And I was like, you know what, sure. After work, when I get out at 3, I'll go home and get ready, and I'll come to your house. Well, that didn't happen. It was like 8 o'clock at night. I was still like, you know, hanging around my house, and I texted him. I'm like, you know what, I'm tired. I don't think I'm gonna make it to your house. Do you know what this man did? He came to my house. I'm like, are you kidding me? He came and picked me up, and we ended up going to just go get appetizers. And I just remember thinking like, I know I'm annoying. Like, I know that. Like, I'm annoying. I can't help it. I'm annoying. I'm the good kind, but I'm annoying, you know, but the kind you'll miss. So I was like, how could he not be mad at me? Like, I just wasted his time and, you know, made him drive all the way out here at 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night to come see me when I promised I'd come. Like, why isn't he upset? But he was just completely calm, like nothing happened. I just remember thinking like, this guy is like either a psychopath or just way too sweet. Like, something is up with him. So I was just like, whatever, you know, I brushed it off. But like, when I would give him hugs, he would give me really tight hugs, and he was 6'6", and he would work out a lot. Like, he was really built. So I was like, you know, he could just like, I don't know, like snap my neck or something. And I remember being scared every time he would give me a tight hug, because I'm like, is he gonna do something? Like, and one time he told me he owned a gun. I was like, is he gonna pull a gun out on me? Like, I would just be scared of him. Like, something was in his eyes that scared me, and I just couldn't put my finger on it. So fast forward, it was my birthday. We had been dating for about 3.5 months, and it was my birthday, and I was turning 23. And he took me and my friend and her boyfriend out to dinner. And the next day, on my actual birthday, we were supposed to go to Dave & Buster's with a bunch of my friends and my family members. My sisters, not like my mom and everybody, but we were supposed to go out to Dave & Buster's. He was gonna pay, and it was gonna be great. I was so excited. When we went out to dinner, he saw my friend taking pictures and Snapchats of her man and her. And I would take pictures of him, but I never posted them. So he said to me like, I don't understand. You're always posting on your Snapchat, you're always posting on Instagram, but you never post me. Like, what is it about me? Like, are you embarrassed? Are you hiding me? Do you have somebody else? I'm like, no. But you know, I just never want to post anything until it's solid and I'm sure of it, because I don't want to embarrass myself, me posting somebody and then it not work out, or me posting someone and they're dealing with somebody else. Like, I just rather know for sure. But he seemed really bothered by it. I cared about him, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna post him. And while his head was down in his phone when we were at dinner, I took a picture of him and I posted it on my Snapchat. So the rest of the night was beautiful. We went to a drive-in movie and it was great. He dropped me off home and it was finally my birthday. Midnight came, he called me, it was great. The next day I was getting my nails done. I know we were supposed to go to Dave & Buster's later on that day. And I get a message on my Snapchat from my friend. We're gonna call her Shirley. So Shirley messaged me on Snapchat and she's like, hey girl. And I hadn't seen Shirley in a long time, like maybe 1.5 to 2 years. But she was a year older than me. So she messaged me and she was like, girl, I know you're younger than me. What are you doing with Harold? And I was like, what do you mean? How do you know Harold? And she's like, oh, well, I didn't know him, but just so you know, like, you're way too young for him. Like, I don't want to tell you what to do, but aren't you turning 23 today? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, wait, what's wrong with him being 28? And she goes, 28, girl. He's 37. 37. 3, 7. You guys, like, I was like, wait. What are you talking about? So then she's like, give me your number, girl, I have to call you, like, we need to talk about this. So she calls me and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, Shirley, tell me what's going on. And she's like, so I know him because he was in jail with my child's father. Jail? I'm like, how is he in jail and he works for New York Life? She's like, girl, he doesn't work for New York Life, he's a tree cutter. I'm like, what? And he would show up to pick me up in these suits, and I was like, why would he show up in suits if you know he's a tree cutter? Like, why would he do that? Why would he go out of his way? And she's like, girl, did you ever look at the suits? So I go back to like our little pictures I would take of him and I would keep for myself. They were all the same suit. He would just change the shirt. They were all the same tailored suit. Like, it was this black pinstripe suit. I remember it like it was yesterday. And he would just change the shirt. That's it. He would just change the shirt. You guys, I was such a fool. I was such a fool. So anyway, she's like, yeah, girl. She's like, I know that he pulls that game because he did it to my friend. She's like, yeah, he would come see her in the same suit and she started to notice little things. So I spilled the beans. I told her the truth. I told her what I knew. And she confronted him about it, about his age, actually. One day when they were driving to his house, like I said, he lives really far out. So they were driving to his house and she confronted him about his age. And he pulls over in the middle of nowhere, pistol whips her, and kicks her out of his car, leaving her phone and her purse inside of his car. You guys, I was gonna die. Clearly, I was gonna die because I am the most annoying. Like, I, first of all, say whatever's on my mind. I'm a brat, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really sweet and I'm loyal and I'm honest, but I can get on people's nerves. Like, that's just the truth. I can get on your nerves, like, just like, you know. And, yeah, he would have killed me for sure. So, yeah, so she's like, yeah, girl, like, you gotta be careful, you know, he is not who you think he is. And I'm just like, why did he go to jail? But she didn't know. So my plan was, since we were supposed to go to Dave & Buster's, I called him and I was like, yeah, I'm going to Dave & Buster's, so I'm just gonna tell you the list of people that I'm going with. And he was like, okay. And then I was like, you know, my sister Betty, my sister Bianca, my friend Shirley. And, you know, he knew where Shirley was from, so he knew the name right away. And the way that I said it, it was like, I paused at Shirley. So he stopped and he was like, Shirley who? And I was like, you know, it's just one of my friends. And he was just quiet. And I was like, do you have anything you want to tell me? This man went off. When I tell you guys he went off, He was like, I hung up, I blocked his number. He starts with the emails. He starts emailing me paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. I'm gonna insert some of the things that he said in here just so you guys can see that I'm not lying. Like, this is a real story. This really happened. He was sending paragraphs after paragraphs after paragraphs, cussing me out, calling me all these different names. And you guys, I was terrified because this man knows where I live, where I work. He knows what my sisters look like. And I spent every day with him for like 3 months. He knows my routine. And this is a crazy person, clearly. Like, so let's go over everything he lied about. He lied about his name. He told me his first and last name, but he lied about his middle name. He said he lied because he had a warrant out for his arrest and he didn't want me to snitch, because that just makes so much sense. Whatever. He also lied about his age. He told me he was 28 and he was actually 37. Okay. And then also he lied about the fact that he didn't have a child, because he actually did have a child. And when I googled him, it said that he went to jail for 7 years for throwing the mother of his child down the stairs. So he lost custody of that child. Yeah. Also, he lied to me about where he works. He doesn't work for New York Life. He wasn't a lawyer. He was a tree cutter. He still made very decent money, a good amount of money, about $5,000 a tree. And that's why he had so much money to take me out and do all these things, take me out every single day, because he made good money. But he was just lying about what he did for a living. So fast forward, I stopped hearing from him. He stopped emailing me after that whole day, which was my birthday. He essentially ruined my birthday. I was really down that whole day, but I stopped hearing from him. A few months later, I went to a different friend's get together and I met these group of girls. We were all in her hotel room chilling, and we started talking about guys, and I was telling them this crazy story. And when I said his name, one of the girls was like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Does he have dimples? Does he drive this car? Does he live here? She's like, yeah, girl, I was dating him and he robbed me at gunpoint. Huh? What? You guys, I just kept learning more and more about this guy and getting more and more scared. Like, this was a psychopath. I was dating a psychopath. Like, I was legit dating a psychopath. Like, what do you mean he robbed you at gunpoint? What are you talking about? So, that happened. I'm 27 now. So it's been about what, like 5 years, 4 years. And he found me on Instagram a few months ago, and he was messaging me. He apologized and told me that he was actually on steroids at the time when he was dating me, but it doesn't excuse all the other behavior back before that. So I don't even understand why he even said that, because it just made me even more scared, because it's like, you're probably lying about this too, which means you haven't changed. I ended up blocking him on Instagram, and hopefully he doesn't have me on YouTube, but if he does, I've moved since, so he won't even know where I am. But I just want to say, you're crazy. You're a crazy person. You're a psycho. Stay the hell away from me. You guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Just the moral of the story, Google is your best friend, and never hide the person you're dating, because you never know what you're gonna find out, okay? And that's all, guys. Trust me, there's more stories. I have crazier stories. This is just the tip of the iceberg. My dating life has been very interesting. I've been through some shit. Like, I've been through some shit. This dating life is not fun. It's not for me. I'm ready to settle down, but clearly nobody else is. And yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.